Okay, Brandon, so you are now live, and I've made Brandon co-host and you co-host and you host, sorry.
All right.
Thank
Good.
you so much,
Thanks.
Harry.
Thanks, Harry.
Okay, bye-bye. Have a good day.
You too. See you later. Hi, Jeannie.
Hi, Wayne.
Hey, Josie. Okay, so people are starting to come in. If you want to show your video, it should be there right beside your mute and unmute. Just click start video. If you want to show your video, it's not required, but we'd love to see you if you're willing. Hi, Julia. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
If,
Hi.
let's see, Teresa, how are you today? Teresa?
Hi, doing
Hi.
well.
Great, good. Let's see, Barbara's here. Hi, Barbara. Gonna call out some other people. If I call your name, just go ahead and unmute and say hi. That way I know that your microphone is working. Chris, you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Hey, Chris, welcome. And Bobby?
Yes, hello.
Hi, Barbie. Eileen?
Yes, hello.
Hey, welcome. Okay, and Julie? You there?
Julie or Julia?
Julie, I've got a Julie and a Julia.
Okay,
I think, did I get you? Yeah, I got Julia.
you did.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, there's Julie may still be coming in. Claudia, you there?
Morning.
Hi, welcome. Claudia. And let's see, Joanne? If you're there, just unmute. Okay, let's keep going. Find some, Caroline?
I'm here.
Okay, great. Hi. And Valerie? Val?
Yes, yes. Hi, everybody. I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, and Gail, you there?
I am.
Hi, Gail. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Okay, I've got Mr. H and Sandy H. Who's here today?
Hi, good afternoon.
All right, Sandy. Okay, welcome, Sandy. Okay, all right. I think okay, here's Yolanda's coming in. We usually take the first 4 to 5 minutes just to give people a chance to get here from any other classes they're taking that might have run over. And everybody get your technology working. I think I've heard from everybody. I haven't heard. Julie, are you there? I haven't heard from Julie. Or Yolanda. Yolanda, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, all right, got Yolanda. All right, great. We're going to go ahead and get some of the housekeeping things out of the way, give a few more minutes in case anybody else comes in. We got a few other people signed up that aren't here yet, but I've got a good group already in place. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and move pictures around, get a couple of things done here while we're getting ready. So I'll put your pictures over here so I can see you on my other monitor. When I'm looking over here, I'm not looking out the window. I'm looking at your pictures. Okay, so Kathleen is coming in. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone, and I'll remute whenever I start to hear background noise. So just be sure to check and see before you ask a question or make a comment to see if you're muted. And if you are, just go ahead and unmute and ask your question or make your comment. Certainly want to hear your comments and questions today. You don't have to raise your hand or anything, just unmute and ask away. I've also opened the chat. So if you're having trouble with your microphone, I haven't heard from a couple of people. So if you're having microphone problems or you need to use the chat for whatever reason, go ahead and put your questions and comments in the chat. Brandon is here to help TA the class. And so he and I will both be monitoring the chat list. But again, if your mic is working, just go ahead and unmute and ask your question out loud so everyone else can hear your questions and I'll hear them on a timely basis as well. Okay, so that's the housekeeping. Let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot to cover. This is Alexa Intermediate, Routine Skills and More. Thank you for attending. My name is Wade Yarbrough, and I'll be the guide for the session today. A little bit about me. I'm from a small town, and small, I mean small, it's 500 people, and called Mason, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis. I have a PhD in experimental psychology and have taught psychology at a number of colleges, but spent most of my working career installing and training users on healthcare information systems, primarily hospitals, working with the doctors and nurses. So I've done a lot of adult education. I really love Get Set Up though, because people in the class are here because you wanted to attend the class, you're interested in the information, not because your employer told you you had to take the class. And that's really what we try to do at Get Set Up. We try to create an environment where people can get information about topics they're interested in, interact with other learners that are interested in the same topic, and of course, interact with the guide presenting the class. So hopefully you'll enjoy that interactive experience and take advantage of it and ask questions. And it's not unusual for someone to ask a question and I don't know the answer. So if someone else does know the answer, go ahead and give us all the answer. That way I keep learning as well. So IQ, I'm a lifelong learner. The session is being recorded and any participant can get a copy of that recording. To do that, you'll just send an email to help@getsetup.io. I'm going to put that in the chat in case you don't already. If I can type it. Okay, there we go. If you don't already have that in your email contacts, there's a number of different scenarios where you would want to use that email, but certainly one of them is to get a copy of the recording. Be sure to include the class name and the date you attended because only participants can get copies of the recordings. We're also live streaming this in a lot of our classes now. So anyone that's joining us via live stream, I do want to welcome you to the class as well. Thanks for joining us. But I want to remind you that the best way to get the full Get Set Up experience is to go ahead and register for the class so that you can interact with the other learners and ask questions of the guide. And finally, Get Set Up is not paid to promote specific products. The products we train on, vendors we train on, we're purely trainers. All right, let's take a look at the agenda for today. We're going to cover several specific things: Alexa skills, Alexa routines, and Alexa Care Hub. And we'll talk about some other things as well. Alexa, stop. Let me mute her. As you can tell, I've got Alexa on my desktop here.
I didn't quite get that.
Okay, we're going to unplug her. I can get to her from my phone. All right, so we may cover some other things as well. This is the introductory class for the Alexa Intermediate skills. So again, I'm looking for your input. So this is going to be more open than the basic class where we're trying to cover some specific agenda. Going to try and leave more time for questions here and to be a little more flexible about the agenda. We're going to start with Alexa skills though. That's something that is used a lot. You're using skills already, but you may not know that you're doing it. Alexa skills are like apps on your phone. They serve the same purpose. Other companies build Alexa skills just like other companies write apps that are on my iPhone. Apple writes some of the apps, but other people write a lot of them. The same thing with Alexa skills. Apple or Amazon creates a lot of the skills, but the majority of them are from other companies. And you can enable and disable skills in Alexa using the app the same way that you install and uninstall apps on your smartphone. There are well over 10,000 skills. We're not going to go over all of them. And one thing that is different though, if you're trying to activate a skill, you typically would say open and in terms of doing it. And I'll give you some examples there, but the word open is indicating that you're going to open a skill as opposed to just issuing a command, which would be something that's hardwired into Alexa. So let's take a look at Alexa skills. So I'm going to, and let me check, I should have done this earlier, but is there anyone who can't see my phone here because there's pictures in the way? Okay, all right, great, because you'll need to see my phone. I'm going to go into the Alexa app here. Okay, there's a question in the chat about having two homes. Hold that, we'll may get to, I think we're going to probably cover that, but if we don't, ask me again toward the end of class. That one's a little tricky, but we're going to talk about one scenario where we'd be using that will probably answer your question. So in order to get to the Alexa skills, you just click down on the bottom right where at the more, and skills and games are right here. And you see there's three different tabs up here. One is Discover, where it has some curated list of skills. For instance, it's got the editor's picks. So these are skills. And it tells you how you would execute these. And one giveaway, lots of times if it says Alexa play the news, that's probably a built Amazon created a skill, where if you say the word open, it's a third party. So if I wanted to activate the skill Food Kitchen Network and find recipes, you would say Alexa open Food Network Kitchen. So so you can scroll through here and see lots of different skills. A lot of the skills have to do with music. A lot of them are games. A lot of them are just fun things. Dog teaser, not sure what that one is. I use this one, call my dog. If you say Alexa open call my dog, well, let's kind of show you how some of these work. I'll do that one. So I'm going to come back here. I think Alexa, Open Calm My Dog.
Welcome to Calm My Dog. Would you like the standard or premium version?
Standard.
Now playing Calm My Dog.
And so she's going to play some nice calming music to calm my dog. Go back here. Alexa, stop. So that's one way to look for skills, is just to kind of scroll through these editor picks. I mean, there's 10,000. There's a lot of them here. Recommended skills, premium skills. You notice she asked me, did I want the regular or the premium? So some of these are, you have to pay for, just like apps on your phone. Most of them are free. Some of them have a free version and a premium version. So you can kind of work your way through those. There's also a categories tab here, which breaks them into different categories. Newest arrivals, business and finance, connect to your car, food and drink, games and trivia, health and fitness, etc. So lots of different categories you can see. Smart home. If you're doing smart home, pretty much any time you connect to a device, it implements a skill. Everybody kind of getting an idea of what these are, what skills are. The last tab shows you the skills that you've enabled. And there's the one we just looked at, Alexa, Calm My Dog. So these are the different ones that I've got implemented.
So Wade, if you have an Alexa device, one or more, does that mean you have a smart home?
That depends on how you define smart. Typically, when you talk about a smart home, it's when you've got devices like light bulbs and switches and thermostats and cameras that you're activating. So
okay, because I just have a couple plugs in Alexa. So
okay, well, if you've got plugs, technically you got a smart home. So if you've got any devices, you could probably say if you've got Alexa, that's a smart home. So that's why I was not quite sure how to answer that. I think if you just have a smart speaker, most people probably wouldn't consider that a smart home. You would have to have some devices.
Okay.
And we do have a class on Introduction to Smart Homes where we go into that side in a lot of detail. So we're not going to touch very much into the smart home, but we'll kind of mention it so you know what it is. Yeah, if there's another question, I think.
Yeah, I just went into your skills and it says that I have 10 enabled, and this is the first time I've ever been there.
Yep,
are they automatically programmed in?
Yeah, that's why I was saying that lots of things that you're doing along the way using your Alexa is opening skills. And even though you may not have realized it was doing that, in fact, if you've taken the basic class, one things we do is we go into the settings and we go into music and podcast, and then you link into other music sources. These are all skills. So if you click on the plus and you pick Pandora, that opens the Pandora skill. So you don't have to go over to the skills tab, and it's built into some other things you're doing with Alexa. So that's how you probably have some skills activated that you didn't even know you had done it. Lots of times those are happening behind the scenes. So if you want to activate a new one, let's go into Discover and I'll pick something. Oh, let's open the song quiz. I'm going to launch that one. And it asks you where you want to put it, it looks like. So they're a little different in terms of how they work. I'm going to put it in I unplugged my office. Lots of times you have to actually click on enable. Okay, this is more what I do see. So this is for Football Genius Soccer Facts, which I know nothing about. But again, if you wanted to use that skill, you could just hit launch there. And it implements that skill.
The skill that talks about adding extra personality, like it's Samuel Jackson, does that mean that Samuel Jackson will be talking to you, or you just connect, talk to him, ask him questions or something?
Oh, no, it's just recordings where he'll talk to you through Alexa, but it's all recorded answers.
It's
to
all
questions.
recorded. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think you can get to him directly. I'll show
Too
you a
bad.
couple more. I know that would be a good app. I'll show you a couple more examples here of some other ones. Like Big Sky is one that's really popular. It's a more in-depth weather than just the Amazon weather, and it's more local. You give them your exact location, and it'll give you information for your location as opposed to the nearest big city to you. So if you wanted to get weather from Big Sky instead of just from Amazon, you would say, Alexa, ask Big Sky for the weather.
This is still Big Sky. Currently, it's 76 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Remaining that way for the hour. You might see some light rain tomorrow morning.
Mobile device. I've sent a card to the
Alexa, stop.
the app. Please click on Manage Permissions to get started using Big Sky.
So that's about how it works. And a lot of them are things like if you want to listen to ocean sounds, you can just say, Alexa, open ocean sounds. It plays that little song. There's ocean sounds. Alexa, stop.
Hey Wade, I thought Alexa
Uh-huh.
did some voice patterning because my Alexa's doing everything you're asking your Alexa to do.
Yeah, you might have to mute.
Same here.
Which one? There's a little mute on the top.
Same here.
Which will, yeah. Looks like a microphone with a slash through it, just like the mute for Zoom. So yeah, if you've got Alexa there with you, you may want to mute her so she's not answering all the questions, or every time we say the word Alexa that she doesn't wake up.
But I thought there was something that said to add different voices and it went off of your voice initially, or maybe I'm
Yeah.
mistaken.
Alexa will respond to any voice, so it's not exclusive just to those voices. But you can, in fact, you can train her, or she'll actually, by default, recognize voices, and then you can do things around that voice. So, for instance, once she's recognized your voice, and there's a way to go in and tell her who you are, then she'll keep things like music favorites for the different voices.
Okay.
So my wife and I both use the same Alexa echoes, but she knows, in fact, Alexa, who am I?
Wade is speaking. This is Karen's account.
So this is my wife's Amazon account that we've got the echoes tied to, but she's recognized my voice. She knows my wife's voice. So there's some things she'll do different based on who's talking to her.
All right. I thought it was more specific to a person, but thanks for
Yeah,
clarifying.
I don't know if there's a way to say only respond to these two voices. It would have to be a setting. By default, anybody can walk in your house and ask Alexa a question and she'll answer it. Good
What
question.
do you want to know?
What's that, Barbara?
That was Alexa.
Oh, okay. Yes, Alexa likes to talk. All right. Any other questions about skills? Again, they're kind of, like I said, they're like apps. You just kind of have to go in there and look at them and try different ones out. Most of them are free. So it's like apps on your phone. You don't have to pay anything. You can install it, try it. If you don't like it, you can not use it or delete it.
Well, how
So let's talk about how you delete one.
Yes.
I don't know what model I
Thank
have,
you.
but
Okay, let me see. Go to,
yeah, go to the
then
settings.
you go into
and then-
settings. Yep, and disable.
Yeah,
So I don't want the soccer one, so I'm going to disable that skill. And then
Thank
it
you.
confirms that you want to disable it, and now it's gone. So it shouldn't be in my list of skills anymore. Yep, there it is. So it's not in there. Okay. All right. So the next intermediate level thing is routines, and routines are fundamental to smart homes. So if you do smart homes, you have to do routines, but you can do routines if all you have is one Alexa enabled device. And certainly you can do routines with multiple devices. So what routines are is they take a bunch of things that you would do individually with Alexa and bundles them together into a sequence of flow. They can include, routines can include music, news, alarms, smart home devices. If you're doing smart home, you can embed skills into a routine. Lots of different things you can do with routines. You can have routines be triggered by your voice command, and that's how most people use them. So you basically tell Alexa to execute a routine, but you can set them up to automatically execute based on things like an alarm going off, or you can set a certain time. So you can say at 4 o'clock, execute this routine. So there's different ways to trigger them. Again, most of the time it's via voice. So let's go into routines. And so these are the routines. This are my routines, the ones that I've created, and then featured are ones that are available. So you can roll your own, you can create your own routines, but there's a lot of them out there that are pre-set up for you, and you can just use those as they are, or you can bring those in and customize them.
oh, cool.
So,
Where'd you
let's
find that?
see. So let me try and pick one here. Let's see. I'm on a run. Alexa will set up to a workout with the weather update. Warmer. Okay, so I'm going to touch that one. And it brings up the routine, and you can look at it and see if you want to use it like it is or change it. I'll kind of show you how that works. So in this case, when you say, this is one that's executed by your voice. So when you say, Alexa, I'm on a run, and I can edit this and have it and say something else to run this same routine. This is the way it's coming out of the box. She'll give you a weather report. Say, remember to take I'm going to go ahead and click here so I can see the whole thing. Remember to take a few minutes to do some warm-up stretches.
Find routine.
And then play a workout pulse playlist. So it'll do those three things: give your weather report, remind you to warm up, and then put on some music while you're working out. So if you like the routine like it is, you can just use it. If you want to change it, you can go in and edit it. Let me go in. I'm going to cancel out of that one. I'm going to show you a few of the ones that I've got set up. Give you some ideas. And some of mine incorporate some of the smart home into it, since I've got a few smart home devices, not a lot, but I've got one that's called Good Morning. So if I go into the kitchen and say, Alexa, good morning, she turns on the kitchen lights. She tells me something new. That's a routine where she'll give you some fact about the day. She'll give me a weather report, and then she'll start shuffling my liked songs. In fact, let me do that one, just kind of show you how that works. Alexa, good morning. Yeah. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning.
She's not going to talk to me this
Rapper
morning.
Lil Nas was born on this day, 1999. So today, can't nobody tell him nothing except happy birthday.
So that's how you would implement that. I'll stop it. Alexa, stop. So these are, require a little bit of, I wouldn't call it programming, but you have to be able to do the basic setup. Let me go back into here again and just kind of show you how they work. So let me find the good morning again. So you tell it, what you say to execute it. And then when you say those words, these are the things she'll do. If I want to add something else for her to do in that, as part of that, I would just click the plus. And so maybe I also want her to, let's just say, she'll give me my daily events and reminders. And so now I've added in, create a daily briefing of your events and reminders. If I decide I don't want in there, I can take that out. And you can rearrange the order that it's doing the things by moving things around. And you can also tell her which, if you got multiple Echo devices, which ones to do it from. If you don't define this, she'll reply back from whichever one you're on. But in this case, I tell her to do it from the kitchen. So she'll, even if I execute this from the bedroom, she'll play it in the kitchen.
So then if you have two people, whose event this is?
So if you got two different Echo devices,
Two different people in the household.
it's for the most part, everything works at the account level. So if my wife went in the kitchen and said, good morning, or if I did, then it would do the same thing. So it's really not, you don't have to do it for each person. Everything is done at the account level. Other questions about routines?
Wade, this is Eileen. I have a question. When I do the routine, I like to have my horoscope read. She does read it, but she always has to go through that, that gold membership that you would pay $2.99 a month.
Yeah. I don't think there's a way to get around that one. I haven't found a way around that either.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another thing too, I have to ask her, like, I like to know the phases of the moon, but for some reason she gets confused.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, and that's probably a skill.
Okay. Okay.
And what you can do, you can put skills in there, but sometimes the skills, depending on who programmed them, don't work as cleanly as the ones that Amazon provides. But
okay.
there's probably some other skills that do phases. So you may want to find a different one, maybe a different skill.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Then I put my question in chat.
Okay. That's a good question. The calendar is set up at the account level as well. So I don't think there's a way, and I always say I don't think because I don't know of a way to do it, to have two different ones set up that are based on the voice. I think what you'd have to do is switch accounts. So if he wanted to get his events, he could change accounts. And let me see if I can remember how to do that. So it said that I'm on Karen's account. Let me see if I can have her switch to my account. Alexa, switch accounts.
Account switching for Alexa features is not supported on this device.
So you can't do that from your phone. But if there's a way to switch from. So if I have, we both have an Amazon account. You can tell Alexa to switch from Michelle's account to Wade's account, and then if I ask that routine, it would pull it from my account. So you've got to switch accounts back and forth. So it gets a little complicated having multiple accounts. We do everything really with just the one account. All the Alexa devices are set up on Michelle's account, and I don't switch back and forth. But there is a way to do that. Okay, so how did I get to which site, Barbara? Can you unmute?
Routines. How did you get into routines? I looked away for a minute.
Okay, all right. Yep. Let me show you that because I'm back at the home screen. So I'm going to just click on more down here.
Okay.
And routines are right here on.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Skills and routines are right there.
Thanks.
Right. So again, skills and routines are both things you kind of have to go in and play with, but hopefully that gives you enough to get started where you can play with some of those. And the best thing to do is to start with some of these that are pre-programmed and just run them as they are. And then if you want to try and learn how to go in and tweak them, it's really fairly simple it's easier to go in and tweak one than start one from scratch. And there are lots of them in here. All right, let's go on to the next topic, which is Alexa Guard, which I think is fairly new. And it's kind of like a home security system. There's a free version and there's a Alexa Guard Plus, which does more, but it costs extra. But in terms of the free one, Alexa can send you a notification if Echo detects certain sounds, which includes smoke alarms or breaking glass or CO2 alarms. So to set that up, you go to settings. And so you need to go down here to more again. And settings. And find Guard, which is right here. And basically what you do, there's with the free one, there's only a few things away. You can control your lighting. So where it will adjust lights to make it look like somebody's at home. And you can turn on where it's going to listen for smoke alarms or COO alarms and or listen for breaking glass. So I've got those three set up. Right now, the switch is saying that I'm at home. So if I leave home, what I can do, all I have to do is just touch here. And it says that my status is away. And now these security features are enabled. When I get back home, I just touch this again. And it's back at home. So basically, if Alexa detects the sound of the breaking glass or the sound of a smoke alarm or something, you'll receive a smart alert on your mobile device. You can listen to what she heard and see if you think it really is a problem, and or you can drop in from another device. So you can do a drop in from your phone. I'll show you how to do that in just a second, and listen yourself in case it really is a smoke alarm, because if you're away and there's a smoke alarm going off, you're going to want to call your neighbor or call the fire department to come and check and see what's going on. Is really what Guard is set up to do. There's some, it says I have 4 remaining things to set up. I've done the 3 free ones. I'll click up here though to show you the other ones. And when it says plus, that means you have to have the Guard Plus to do these. This one's kind of interesting. It's a deterrent. So it plays a dog barking sound when it detects motion in the house. So if you're away and it detects motion, Alexa barks like a dog to make the think that there's a dog in the house. That was kind of interesting. Detect is detect sounds of possible activity while you're away. And assist, it will call 24/7 calling to emergency response agents from your Echo. And you can also connect it to some security systems where it will actually contact the security system and then have it issue a call to however you've got your security system set up. So a lot of different things there in the Plus. That's $49 a year, which is not that expensive, but. And I'll put a link in the email that comes out after class to the whole guard. I'll just click on this briefly to show you. But it goes through in more detail what it does. There's the dog barking, etc., and linking into your security system. So it looks like it works with Ring and Scout Alarm, Wise, whatever. And this was kind of interesting. I think I've got this in my slides, but I'll go and show it here. It kind of shows you the different levels and what you have to get. So for free, it checks for smoke and CO2 alarms, breaking glass, and turns the lights on and off to make it look like you're at home. Now you have to have smart lights for this to work. It doesn't work with your regular lights. So you have to have some elements of the smart home there. So that's the only three things the free one does. If you've got Guard Plus, it does all the other pieces here. Questions about that one? Here's that same, what I just showed you. But I think it's pretty nice. I use this, just the three free ones. I think to me, the most important one is the smoke alarm or breaking glass. Both of those this means that somebody's breaking into your house. This means that your smoke alarm has gone off. So if you happen to be away and a smoke alarm goes off, you probably do want to check into that. Let me show you how it mentions that what you could do is to drop into your house and listen for yourself and see if you think there's something going on from your smartphone. You just go to communicate and drop in. So I'm going to drop into the kitchen in case there's a fire in the kitchen. And so you can pick what device you want to drop into. So if I want to drop into the kitchen, I can just click here. And I can now hear anything going on in the kitchen. So, but again, if there was a smoke alarm going off, you could hear the smoke alarm. If there was somebody in the house, you thought you could listen and see if you hear anybody talking or walking around in the house. If they do, you can call the fire department or the police department, depending on who you want to contact. I'm going to hang up. Questions? Pretty handy little feature that's, oh, hi. Yeah, I did that. I didn't know you were back. That's my wife. She heard me listening to the kitchen and heard our voices. She was what's going on. Who's listening in the kitchen?
Wait, Julia. When you drop in, can you communicate with the person that may be in there?
Yeah, that's what drop in really is. It's like an intercom. So, so if I knew she was in the kitchen and I was wondering what time lunch was going to be ready, I could just drop into the kitchen and say, honey, when's lunch going to be ready? And she could say 10 minutes. So okay. It's like hands-free talking. So she could answer me without having to do anything. And then you could just turn it off when you're finished. So you can do that from one Echo device, one Alexa device to another, or like I did from your phone to a Alexa device. Okay, I'm going to talk about CareHub. And CareHub is another fairly new feature that Alexa and Amazon have. And what Care Hub does allows you to monitor a loved one's activities and receive alerts if they haven't been active for some time. So this is really if you have perhaps an older adult or someone that with some disabilities that needs to be monitored more closely. It has emergency contact feature that allows your loved one just to say, Alexa, call for help, and it'll call you, who is the defined caregiver, which would typically be you. So let me show you what that screen looks like, and then I'll show you how to activate that. But what it pretty much does is it shows you their activity. And so that's one way to know that that person is up and moving around. So when they first get up in the morning, if they check the weather through Alexa, you can see that they've done that. So it shows you what they're doing. Again, it's really not meant to be sneaking in on what they're doing, but just to know that that person is up. Like I've got a 91-year-old dad. I wish he'd get an Alexa. I can't get him to do it. But if he did, I could check and see it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Is he up and active? And if I see, okay, he asked Alexa for the weather already, I know he's up and doing okay.
Hello, Fred. Today we're making phone calls with your Echo and showing you how to turn your Echo into.
Alexa keeps trying to be part of the conversation. You can set up alerts. So you can set up an alert to notify you if there's no activity by a certain time. So let's say Dad usually gets up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing he always does is check Alexa for the weather. So if it's 10 o'clock and Dad hasn't talked to Alexa yet, it can send me an alert that maybe there's something wrong. Dad's not following his normal routine. Or you can set up an alert just to let you know the first time that person interacts with Alexa in any way. So it's just a good way to know that everything is okay. Instead of having to call on the phone and say, are you up? Is everything all right? And it mentioned the emergency contact. So Alexa will call and message your phone when the loved one uses their voice to ask for help. So they can say, Alexa, I need help. And it will both call your phone and notify you.
Cancel.
Okay, canceling.
So everybody kind of
Wait, where is the Care Hub at?
Yep, let me show you how to get to Care Hub. So to get to the Care Hub, we're going to go back to More, down at the bottom again. And it's a little bit hidden. You have to click this See More. And there's Care Hub underneath here. And it walks you through the process. In order to set up Care Hub, you have to link your account with that person's account. They obviously have to have an Amazon account. They have to have an Alexa enabled device. And so it walks you through the process of connecting your device to their device so that you can go back and forth. You can drop in, just like I just did to the kitchen here. You can drop into that device once they've been linked together, as well as having Care Hub give you information without having to go in and check. Somebody I think was asking about connecting devices in different homes. So, there's a way to go in and do that to connect devices. So even if they're on a different account, and in this case, it would be if my dad was using it, I would have my Amazon account, he'd have his Amazon account, and then it links those two accounts through your contacts. Other questions about Care Hub? Everybody kind of see what that is and how that works. And there are a few steps involved to set it up, but luckily it kind of walks you through these in the screen. I'm going to have a link in the email to the website where they talk about this more. So if it's something that you would like to implement, you can get more information from there. Let's move on. If there's no other questions about Care Hub, we're just about out of time, but I think we've already kind of shown you this already. The fact that you can use Alexa app on your smartphone as another Alexa device, which comes in handy. So I've been doing that throughout the class. So you've kind of seen that already. You can use it like any other Alexa device. You can just touch here and talk to your phone as if it was Alexa. You know, any of the same commands you could use with your Echo device work with your phone. You can also voice enable it. I've got it turned off so it doesn't listen when I'm teaching classes and saying the word Alexa, but you can turn it on where it works just like if you've got an iPhone, you got Siri. Alexa works the same way. To set that up, you just go into settings, so more settings, and you have to go to Alexa app settings right here.
That's to turn for to use voice or not to use voice?
Yep, so that's enable hands-free. By hands-free, it means she'll respond if you just say Alexa. In fact,
Your phone will.
Your phone will.
Do you have to be in the Alexa app for it to respond? Or does it respond like Siri?
If you turn this on, it works like Siri.
So you can just say, Alexa, do
Yeah, so
something
let
in
me-
the kitchen or whatever.
Yeah, let me do this. Let me turn it on and go out of Alexa and say, Alexa.
You said you had turned it off for right now while you're doing the class.
Yeah, I just turned it back on. It should. Alexa, what's the weather?
No, I think you have to be in Alexa.
Maybe you do have to be in the app. I have mine turned off, so I never use the voice.
Because I was wondering the other day, I was driving in the car and I know that from Alexa, I can get some music to play. So I was thinking, I wonder if I have to look for the app before it'll work.
Alexa, what's the weather? Okay, so yep, you do it. I got the voice turned on.
You can look for lots of clouds.
So it looks like you do have to have the Alexa app enabled. So you'll come to here, open the Alexa app, set your phone down beside you and play music through your phone using Alexa. In fact, that's the next thing I was going to show you, but it does have to be on. So unlike Siri that works no matter what.
So go to the app and then you can just set the phone down.
Yeah.
Yes, looks like that would work. Let me go back into, I'm going to turn this off or she'll keep activating while I'm trying to do. Okay. And so we looked at communicate already. This is where you can drop in from your phone or make an announcement from the phone. If you didn't take the other class, announcements are like drop-ins, but drop in, you say which Alexa device you want to drop into. Announce, it goes to all your Alexa enabled devices. So that'd be like if you're trying to say time to leave for church or supper's ready, and it will announce it to all the devices you've got in your house. It won't announce it on your phone, but it'll announce it to all the Echoes and any of the other Alexa enabled devices you've got. Okay, and I think this is what Kathleen was talking about. Play is where you can play any of the music you can play from your Alexa devices on your phone. So again, like you were talking about, if you're in your car and you want to play music, you can play your Amazon Music. You can play music from any of the music services you've got linked in through your phone. And of course, you can hook your phone to a Bluetooth speaker and get much better music than from your phone. So
Can
your
you
phone is not a
explain-
full functioning Echo device, but it does most of the things you can do from an Echo device.
Can you explain, do you know what the flash briefing thing is?
Yes, let me see how much time we've got. Okay, because we talk about that in the other class, but we got
Oh,
a
well,
few
don't
minutes
worry
left.
about it then.
I think that was the last thing I was going to cover. Let me see. Yep, it was. So we got time for a question. Let me show you because some other people may not know about that. I'm going to go to more and settings and go down to news.
Oh, is that the one where you said you have to have a big cup of coffee and?
Yep, that's it. That's the flash
Oh, that's
briefing.
what that means. Okay.
And so if you say, Alexa, play my flash briefing, it'll go in. I'll go and go into there in case there's some other people that haven't seen this. But you can set up, and these are all skills. So getting back to the whole skill thing. So these are all different skills. And you basically, but instead of having to, I could just say, Alexa, play word of the day, and it would give me the word of the day. But what you can do is have a briefing where you can define multiple things, and she'll just cycle through these like a routine. So this is a predefined routine again, where it'll play each one of these skills one after the other.
Okay.
Yeah, and kind of tie back to the skills, but these are all skills. So again, you're using skills a lot, not knowing you're using skills. Got time for another question or two. Any other questions?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, let's go on to the and wrap up then, because we're just about out of time anyway. So that's the end of the actual class itself. I do want to thank you for attending and hope you learn some more things about Alexa to get more value out of her. And if you're using social media, we appreciate you sharing your experiences on social media as well. I mentioned there is a class, Introduction to Smart Homes. In that class, we dig into a lot more detail about all the different devices you can include in a smart home. And I do use Alexa to demonstrate that as well. So if you're interested in using Alexa to control your house, this is a good class to sign up for. I'll show you how to get to that class in just a minute. In terms of the closing, especially for people that haven't been in classes before, there'll be an email coming out after class. And I've already mentioned several things that will be in that email. So it'll have some key takeaways and a number of links to sites that have additional information. Some of it are things we covered in class. Some of it are related items where they go into more detail. There'll be links to 3 other classes. You can click on any one of those links. It'll take you right to the registration screen for that class. Very easy to sign up. There's a give feedback link, which brings up the feedback page. Only 2 questions. Rate the session 1 to 5 stars, rate the guide 1 to 5 stars. There's a place to add comments. The comments aren't required, but they are greatly appreciated. And then hit done. So it's a very short feedback form. We hope you're enjoying being part of the Get Set Up community. And if you want to get more involved, one of the first things you can do is to spread the word to other people and other organizations you know about Get Set Up. If you want to become involved in other ways, we're always looking for people to host interest groups and social hours. If you attend those, you've probably noticed that most of these now are hosted by other learners. So for instance, I'm probably going to create an interest group for Alexa so that you can get together and talk with other people that have Alexa, share skills, share routines, bring your problems that you can't get to work and see if somebody in the group can help you fix your problems. So if you would like to host an Alexa interest group, I'd love to hear from you. Just send an email to help@getsetup.io and let me know that you'd like to host that Alexa interest group. You can suggest a class you'd like to see. Again, just send an email to help@getsetup.io and say, I'd like to see a class on, and define that class. And of course, use that same email for your recording that we mentioned at the top of the class. The last link takes you to the schedule, and that takes you to our website where you can book another class. So for instance, you can, like we've always had, you can look for classes by schedule, time of day, day of week, and you can look for classes by categories. So if you're looking for health and wellness classes, you can click here, or technology classes, click here. We were talking about social hours and interest groups. This is where those are listed. But if you're looking for something specific, the easiest way to find it is just to search by keyword. So we mentioned the smart home class. You can just put in a keyword. You don't have to put in the whole title of the class. Introduction to Smart Homes. Click that and it'll take you to the registration page for that class. And sometimes you'll see notify me. What that means is that class is not on the current schedule. We usually only have the schedule running out for the next 10 days to 2 weeks. This class is usually every other week, so it's going to be back on the schedule very quickly. But instead of coming back and checking later to see if it's on the schedule, if you click notify me, we'll send you an email once it's on the schedule with a link to the registration page. So you can just click that link and pop right to this page and go ahead and sign up for it. Save you the hassle of having to keep checking. Something else that's new we've added is tell a friend about the class. So if you know some other people you think might want to take this smart homes class too, you can go ahead and click here and tell the friend about it. You can send them a link via Facebook, WhatsApp, or just an email. Again, this will have a link to this class as well. So when it's available, they'll get an email as well that they can click and sign up for the class. So it makes it easy for them to get to it. You can do the same thing with the class that you've taken. So if you wanted to know somebody else that you think might want to take the Amazon Alexa Basics class, you can go to that class and click here and say, hey, I took this class and I really liked it. I thought you might like it as well. Send them a link to it. Makes it really easy for them to get into that, take that class that you took. All right, so we are at the top of the hour on the nose. I do want to thank you all for attending the class. Hope you learned some more things about Alexa, and hope you all have a great day, and that I see you again in another class really soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Now,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Wait,
Uh-huh.
wait, I have a one question.
Sure, Josie.
Yeah, when you have 2 homes, that's what I send it to you. So I just wanted to know, do you have to disable one? Because we have summer and winter home. How do we do that?
Oh, so you're not trying to connect 2 homes, you're using it 2 different places. The way, pretty much all you have to do is when you're changing homes, you've got a different Wi-Fi at that other home. So you would have to you could take your Alexa devices and you'll have to connect it to the new Wi-Fi, and then you can use it there. When you come back, you have to change it back to this Wi-Fi, but that's really the only thing you have to change. Everything else in there will be the same. Alexa will remember everything that you've got set up.
Can I set up the 2 different setup though, instead of carrying back and forth?
Yep, you could have, yeah, I don't see any, I haven't tried that, so I'm speculating a little bit here, but I don't see any reason why you couldn't just have an Echo device that lives in one house and an Echo device that lives in the other one, and both are connected to the same account. Can't think of a reason why that would not work.
Okay, just change the Wi-Fi.
Yep, you have to just have them the
On your
appropriate
phone,
Wi-Fi set
right.
up. If you're taking the devices back and forth, if you got ones you leave there, I don't think you have to do anything separate.
Okay, thank you, Wade.
Sure.
You have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Daisy. Bye-bye. All right, thanks everybody. Bye now.